What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Soul Break. Thanks for stopping by my channel. So I'm pretty sure some of you might have been thinking that, I've been slacking off with the videos lately, but I mean, that's not true at all. I've been quite busy this week. It's just that, as mentioned in my previous video, I've been taking so many L's lately, and it's so hard to pick up shoes for retail these days. But I've been trying left and right to pick up pairs to review for you guys. And luckily, I was able to cop this pair off of Nike.com in my home country, and these are called the Nike SB Dunk High in the Baroque brown colorway. What's interesting is that, from what I remember, I think Nike released a similar Dunk High model with the same name like 2 years ago. That pair was overall like brown overall. Even the outsole was brown, I think, and then it had some like fabric on the mid panel. But it's interesting that Nike just decided to use the same name for this model, even though the overall this pair kind of reminds me of like Starbucks or some sort of like coffee theme. But Nike kind of didn't want to play with that kind of like association with coffee or anything like that. It's just the color way kind of reminds me of those concepts because back in the day I think Nike actually released a Dunk Low model with like what was it like called like coffee lovers or whatever, and I think that model really stayed true to the overall theme or the concept of the shoe. But once again, this has like no association to like Starbucks or anything like that. It's just the colorway that reminds me of that uh, kind of things. Anyways, let's just dive right into the shoe. To be 100% honest with you guys, this is not in my size. I was really never planning to wear these, and honestly, when I first saw these online, I wasn't a huge fan. It's just that it's so hard to pick up pairs these days, so I was kind of desperate, and I just went for any size that I could pick up so that I could put out a review for you guys. So this is actually smaller than what I usually wear, and as you can see, the overall upper is predominantly in this brown, like coffee type of colored. And what's interesting is that this is the first time that Nike used like vegan leather on their Nike SB Dunk models. I'm not really sure how true that is, but I've seen it on like multiple websites, so I'm pretty sure there's some sort of ground to it. And I looked it up, and it seems like vegan leather is just a fancy way to say like synthetic leather. It's not necessarily anything like better in quality. I think it's just the way of like kind of like staying away from like killing animals to obtain leather. So I guess it's for a good cause, but I wouldn't say it's like better quality in any way. So here on the mid panel, you see that deep dark brown vegan leather on the side, and then on top of that, you see the Nike swoosh done in more of that brown leather. And towards the front of the shoe, you see more of that brown leather here on the mud guard, as well as on the toe box with all these perforated holes. I guess the leather feels, plush enough. It kind of feels different from what I usually see on other like Nike SB Dunk models or maybe Jordan 1 models. It kind of gives me that cheap couch feeling. It is plush. It's just that it feels pretty different. And I don't know. I'm not really sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just what I feel on this model. And then moving towards the upper of the shoe, you see these rounded, really deep green rounded laces that typical of Nike SB Dunk models, and these are factory laced onto the shoe. And I think this is probably like my favorite aspect of the shoe. I really like this kind of deep colored green here. And then this is precisely why I think like it kind of reminds me of Starbucks, because it's very similar to the green that Starbucks uses on some of its products. And then here near the tongue, you see that typical Nike SB Dunk tongue tab in this very deep, dark, kind of chocolate brown nylon tongue tab with the Nike SB text done in white. And then the Nike swoosh done in that green once again. And then you see the Dunk High Pro text done in white as well. And towards the back of the shoe, you see more of that brown leather here on the ankle area. And this part really feels like a brown couch for some reason, especially because it's really well padded. And then here on the heel counter, you see more of that dark brown leather. And then the medial side is basically the same deal. On the midsole, what's interesting is that I'm not really sure if the camera is picking it up 100%, but this midsole is actually not white. It's kind of off-white, this kind of like cream colored or like sail colored midsole. And then the outsole is the outsole is crazy. I think this outsole really reminds me of the Starbucks green color that we see. And they use this green color on the outsole on this typical Nike SB Dunk outsole with the traction pad and all. And honestly, I think Nike could have played with that coffee theme or maybe that Starbucks theme, but I don't know. I guess they just decided to make a pretty boring pair of Dunks all of a sudden. I'm really not sure why they released this pair. I mean, to be fair, Nike has been releasing SB Dunks in various colorways. Some are amazing, some are just plain. But then we have to remind ourselves that these were actually built for skateboarders. So some skaters don't. I'm not a skater myself, but some skaters just need pretty cheap dunks that they can just beat up from day to day. And I think this is a pretty good fit for them. The problem is that even these sold out instantly, so I think it kind of defeats the purpose. They would have to pay like a little bit more resale if they want to wear these, and I think this is just kind of stupid. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not really shitting on this pair. It's just that it's quite different from what we've been seeing for the past 2 years or so, because Nike has been releasing a lot of heat in terms of their dunk models, whether it be low or high. So I don't know. I guess I'm not a huge fan of this colorway. It's just that, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that it kind of feels random in terms of timing or circumstances. Anyways, the other side of the shoe is basically the same deal. What's interesting is that the retail prices of this shoe is quite low, considering that it's a dunk model, SB Dunk model. But what's very interesting and nice actually is that this actually comes with an extra set of laces done in this brown color. But honestly, if I were to wear this pair, I would probably keep the green on just because it really kind of makes the shoe pop. And I think this green kind of adds like a premium feel to the overall shoe. I wouldn't say this is a premium model. It's just that this this green color kind of looks fancy for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because it reminds me of the green that is used on like Rolex or maybe like Starbucks. I don't know. That's just me. But anyways, overall, it is a pretty boring shoe. Wearability wise, I'm not against brown shoes. It's just that I think there are certain shades of brown that I'm comfortable wearing, and these are definitely not it. I mean, if this were like a pair of just like dress shoes, I would be totally fine with rocking this type of color. It's just that I don't know, man. This brown is I'm not gonna say it, but it does remind people of something. And yeah, once you get that in your mind, you just can't get it off of your head. Now, having said that, if you still want to rock these, I don't think it would be too big of a problem, considering it's just a plain dunk. And sizing wise, I would just go true to size, because there's no problem with going true to size with SB Dunks. If you want that extra wiggle room just because you have like wider feet, I would probably suggest you go half a size up, but I have no problem going true to size with these. And the resale wise, I'm really not sure. I tried to look these up on StockX, but for some reason they don't have it listed on their website yet. So I'm really not sure how the resale is going to do. What I think is going to happen is that maybe the resale price would be like maybe say like $40 on top of the retail price max. Because I mean, I think people have better places to spend their money on if they want to pick up like a pair of Dunks. So yeah, that's just my honest opinion on this model. I really hope you found this video enjoyable or informative in any way. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please hit that subscribe button. I'm really trying hard to pick up pairs for retail for you guys to see. And I'll be pushing more content really soon. Thanks for watching.